Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nerds of the Apocalypse. I can't believe no one interrupted me. I'm very impressed with you guys.
We want to go.
I was waiting for you to smart off, and you to smart off, and you to smart off, maybe. You don't really ever smart off. But thank you, gentlemen, for not smarting off.
We're turning over a new leaf.
Is that what we're doing?
We're trying not to cuss. Darn it.
We're trying not to instigate the cussing in the use of foul language.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
So you think by interrupting me that instigates?
Yes.
Yes.
At least two or three
Yes.
cuss words come out of that.
Yes.
Oh, excuse me. All right.
I have all the raw footage to prove it.
You do have wrong.
Whoa, okay, wow, we're supposed to try to get away from that.
You're right. I'm sorry.
We can't help
Yeah,
innuendos.
that's right. Yeah, ain't nothing more than that. If the kids know innuendos, you're parenting wrong.
If they're watching them, if they're watching MTV, it's already done.
Right, depending on your point of view.
Boom. Okay, so today we're going to talk...
You want to introduce us first?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah,
My bad.
oh, wow.
I'm supposed to do that. My bad. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Everyone should
I don't
know us
care.
by now. They're recognizing us in public.
You're
I'll
right.
tell
You're
you
right.
that much.
So why don't I need to introduce you anymore?
Some
No,
of
I'm
y'all.
sorry. That's right. You don't ever... Oh, it's okay.
Because you never get in front of the camera until
It's
this show.
That's
Aw.
true.
So sad.
Okay, I'm sorry. I am, of course, Stevie B.
Oh, Jesus.
Alongside me is...
Preach.
Showtime.
And Trex.
Oh, you're stealing my...
T to the Rex.
What?
I'll high five it.
I'm Trex, the one guy who doesn't get noticed.
Oh,
I'm the unnotable.
Heather... Aw.
that works. I like that.
Heather almost got noticed one time.
Oh, really?
That's right, she
Yeah,
did.
Jeff was telling me about a guy who came in the store who went to the Hobby Lobby and almost went up to her and asked her if she was married to a nerd girl. And he decided not to at the last minute. I was like, Heather would have died if that happened.
She would have cried just like you.
Not famous.
Columbia famous.
That's right, Columbia.
We're not Hootie famous yet.
Famous enough, man.
Hootie famous.
Hootie famous.
Famous enough.
Hootie famous. We're pretty close to that though, because no one else remembers.
That's actually a pretty good analogy. I can't even be mad at that.
Hootie.
Hey, I owe you.
There goes the Fairweather Johnson album right there.
I only want to be with you.
I wanna be with you.
Sometimes why?
What?
No one knows that one.
Oh.
It's okay.
Sorry, Trex. That's why you're not being in front of the camera.
Yeah, and that's why people don't recognize him in public.
But okay.
Okay, this episode we're going to talk Xbox One, PS4, 6 months later.
The Vita's just up there because
I bought it and it's there.
And we're hoping it
Boom.
falls.
I put it up there because it is a feature that can be used with the PlayStation 4.
That's right.
That is obviously not something that Microsoft has done yet, which
Yep.
they've talked about a handheld a couple years ago,
Yeah.
and it just never happened.
I think it's funny
that's
that
what
like
is.
the Xbox released with the Kinect and everyone wanted to be taking it away, but I wonder what would happen if the PS4 released with, like you were forced to buy the Vita with it. Anything anyone
They did a PS4
There-
Vita bundle and
there
it
is-
tanked.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nobody
Well,
bought it.
Like
See, and-
$700.
and everyone's getting mad at Xbox for doing something that's kind of
Well, it's not. It's also not required.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, it's not.
Well, since we're into
Well,
the
guess what? That's not required now
It's
either.
not.
It's
6
not.
months later, folks.
That's right.
Yeah.
So since we're in the video game stuff, let's actually. I mean, since we finally saw each other after a week or so, let's talk about what we're doing.
Yes, that's right. So we'd start these discussions off with our 2 weeks in geek. And generally it's a week in geek, but it's 2
Nah.
weeks between shows, so whatever.
Yeah.
So I bought the Vita, so there's that and the Borderlands bundle. I can tell you though, Borderlands is okay on the Vita. Like, it's fun to play. The problem I have is this touchpad on the back of the Vita. Sony, just give me a second trigger. Like, it's like, oh, here's your second joystick. But no, you have to touch the back. I have to touch the back. Okay, and the touchpad is run, which doesn't matter because I don't really run that often. But the right side is melee. So I'm trying to fight dudes, and I'm like up on them, and it's just like because I'm like trying to tap the back and slide my finger, and I'm just like getting, and finally I'm like shh,
Bop it.
and then I'm back to nothing.
Zip it.
Trying to push the touchpad. Not being able to do melee stinks. Okay, and but the other stuff is great, man, because the touchscreen does the other stuff. So like, I lob a grenade by touching the right corner of the touchscreen, so that's really easy. And I throw out my little, because I'm playing the gunner guy with a turret, and so I push the left bottom left screen throws a turn. That works great. It's like, why can't I have the top screen be melee and grenade or melee and run? Well, I guess run wouldn't really work, but I don't care about run. Melee is what I care about. Maybe I can go in and change the control.
I was about to say, can you like re-keybind? Sorry, PC term. Can you re-keybind?
Yes,
I would have just said, can you reconfigure the controls? That's what my terminology was, but I knew what you were saying. I'm like, can you reconfigure the buttons?
I think I can.
Thomas changing.
Yeah, I think I can. I haven't looked on that though.
Okay.
But I did buy Lego Batman 2 for it, and it's fun. I bought Watch
Look at
Dogs.
that! Look at that smile.
I bought Watch Dogs. I played Watch Dogs for an hour. I played Lego Batman 2 for like 4. Like, it's just, man, the Legos
Priorities.
are fun, man. And when Superman flies is incredible. Because you push the button, and as soon as you push the button to fly, and it goes dun 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 dun. The whole time you're in the air, dun 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 dun. And I was like, this is epic. And then
when you land, it stops.
Yeah. So I always literally fly. And then when you're playing Batman, it's really funny because they like sort of combine all of the like Batman stuff because the music is the 89 Batman song. Like that's the background music for the level. So it's like awesome. And then when you're fighting guys, when you beat the last one, it does that slow-mo Arkham game thing where it's like boom, and the guy goes flying. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And I was just like, that's pretty fun. But that's really what I've been doing. I've been laying in the bed playing like a Batman on my PS Vita. So, and I've started watching Once Upon a Time. I don't know if that counts as a geek and stuff. But
It does.
It's actually fun.
Really?
It's
See now.
I watched the first 3 episodes and I was like, whatever. And then I watched the latest finale. Spoilers if you haven't seen the latest.
Season 1 finale?
No, the finale for this past season. Season
Oh,
3.
yeah.
So spoilers ahead if you haven't finished the season 3 finale. And Elsa showed up. Or Anna showed up. Elsa? Which one's the close? Elsa showed up. And I was like, wow, Elsa, huh? And so I was like, I'd like to see where that goes. And I'm not the kind of guy, I don't know if you guys can do it, but I can absolutely not jump on a show seasons in. Like, I just can't.
Yeah,
No, I'm doing that for Supernatural.
I'm actually catching up on season 3 of Game of Thrones just so I see how the wedding happened.
So I have to watch it. And it's not too bad. The only thing that bothers me now is like I know what's happening because I sit down and I've watched parts of episodes with Heather before, and so I know like the evil queen isn't really evil anymore, and the big bad right now. I'm like, well, she's not bad later. She's gonna be kind of nice. It's misunderstood sort of stuff. And so I don't know. It's fun, but that's really what I've been doing. What about you guys? What about you, Preach?
I've been burning up Microsoft's free games. Every time they put one out, I don't care what it is. I download it and I play it. If I don't like it, I still leave it there and play it if I feel like it. I'm finally playing Saints Row the Third.
My Little Pony.
That was not on the. Playing Saints Row the Third. It's all right, man. I played Saints Row the 4, and I thought it was really it was just goofy, but it was great. Like it was just funny. This one is kind of like they tried too hard with the third.
Yeah.
It wasn't very.
I loved the beginning of Saints Row the Third.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about? The plane.
Oh.
Weren't you at my house when I was doing that? I think
Yes.
you were there. Where you just jump out of the plane and there's a scene you're flying through the plane and the plane is crashing, and so you have you're like, we need to get parachutes. So you fly into the plane and you never touch the plane, and then you grab your chute and then you fly through and then fly out the cockpit.
You jump out of the plane, catch Shondi, open a parachute. The plane comes around. You drop her, go back, let the parachute go through the plane. You knock a guy, you grab a guy in the back of the plane that's putting a parachute on and take his off.
That's right,
yeah. And then you go back down and catch her and deploy your parachute. In the opening bank heist of the game, and then the very first mission where it's called We Need Guns, and you got to go rob the army base or the National Guard base, and she kept saying, use the UAV drone the whole time. Your guy's like, who says that? Who really says that?
And it's like straight out of Modern Warfare 2. Like you open the thing up and
it
looks just like the Modern Warfare 2. Like,
and you're shooting. It's pretty good. And then after that, it just gets real. I don't know. Like when they start adding some of the other vehicles, it gets pretty good. But the story of it is just kind of.
It's crazy. It's meant to be.
It's meant to
be
off the wall.
I find because I finally I think I went to Myrtle Beach and found like Saints Row 1 for like $5 at a computer store. I'm like, $5, why not? Started playing like halfway through, and I'm like, all right, so this is literally Grand Theft Auto, just without the seriousness out of it.
Oh yeah, it's
And that's what I've taken away from, because 3 was kind of iffy, like you said, but then Saints Row 4,
it's great.
it took it up a notch.
Saints Row 4 is more like Crackdown than it was anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when you start adding alien powers and all that stuff. And then I guess the only other thing geeky I did was I finally left Apple and iPhone and bought a...
We're not talking about that.
I bought a Galaxy S5. And
Just start fighting.
he's holding on. I've had... And see, here's the thing is I've had an iPhone longer than either one of these guys. I've had it since the very beginning, since they came out. So it was not an easy decision for me, but it was a necessary decision. I don't like the 5S. I was not going to get the 5S, but my phone crapped out on me, so I had to get something. So I had to get, and I was trying to hold out for the iPhone 6, but when my phone starts screwing up and I can't do shit on it,
Yeah.
sorry.
Dang it! We were so good.
It's one word. When I can't do stuff on it,
Now he's gonna make a mark.
you know.
I'm
It's
making a
funny
mark.
that I know because it was a beep. We don't know it's
It's
a
not.
beep.
At
but
least
when
I
you
didn't
go back
say.
and listen to it,
At least
it's
I
a
didn't
beep.
go off and say like the F word or something like that.
That's all right.
It's
We
not that
we
bad.
forgive you, man.
But
It's all right.
I mean, basically, and that's how I felt. Is it was all of a sudden I couldn't do
Stuff.
anything on it. It was just literally, I'm in the middle of something and it just cuts off, and I'm just like, "You sorry, and that's how I want to react.
How
So I
much-
had to make a jump. So
So let me ask you, how much money you got tied up in iTunes?
who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, probably a couple $100.
Trex, can you make edit in a toilet flush sound right here?
No, 'cause
No?
you can't do that because I still have iPhones in my house. I still have iPods in my house. I still have access to my iTunes account and all my music and everything I've ever bought on there.
Yeah, but you can't put any of that on there.
Yes, I can, because there's an app on here that I can download and log into my iTunes account and play all my music from there. Sucker.
No, that's not.
Womp womp.
There it is. That was one of the biggest reasons why I was like,
But when you
okay.
get a virus, I don't want to hear come out of your mouth.
Whoa!
Sorry.
I'm not worried about getting a virus.
I am. The way you look at boop and boop, okay?
I don't.
Ugh.
I bet you have more on there than I ever had on my iPhone.
What, viruses?
No. Beep.
iPhones don't get
Whoa.
viruses.
Okay. So what I was doing.
What have you been doing, Showtime?
Anyway, but that's. I just did this yesterday, and I didn't tell him because all he was going to do was try to talk me out of it, and I've already tried to talk myself out of it, and I couldn't.
And look where we are now. 2 cuss words into a show.
You did it, not me.
You did it.
You started it. You asked.
You did,
me
you little
about
boy.
it.
It's a swear word.
Okay.
So you're gonna okay. You know what?
This will be.
I will take it. I will be the bad guy for the
We need to
swear
get
words.
the
So
rumble.
here's another one.
The little like rumbling robot thing. Like, who started that? How you guys do
No,
that?
no, I'll take it. I'll take it. He can push the blame on me. I'm the oldest person at this table. I can take the most pressure. So
You sure that I can't take pressure?
Oh
Yeah, oh,
gosh,
you
here it
can't-
goes.
you just lost it when I said that there's an app for this that I can log into my iTunes account and still have all my music.
Just kidding, everyone. It's not about the PS4 or Xbox. Okay.
Sorry, I'm done.
I said I didn't want to do this.
Showtime.
You did it.
What have you been
Steve,
doing
Steve.
other than looking forward to the WildStar beta?
So, what I have been doing the past 2 weeks is moving into my apartment and settling in, preparing for school, working out, and now that WildStar is finally out today, I am going to blow that thing up.
Oh.
And I'll be streaming. Oh, sorry, today being June 3rd, whenever this comes
When this comes out, the game will probably be out.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna be on there streaming that. So I'm really excited about that. Haven't really done too much with the Xbox really like that. I'm waiting for, not Destiny. There's another game coming out. Oh my gosh, I can't even remember what it is. Irregardless.
Oh, stop it. Are you serious?
Yes. I did
say
play
irregardless?
I
does.
did. I did play the.
He's a college-educated man now,
the
folks.
Titanfall new
not
maps,
a word,
which
man.
I didn't think much of. There's one of the maps is literally a combination of 2 maps that they had in the previous.
So they just made a
thing.
bigger map. Or
Kind
they
of.
just kinda
They
messed them.
they took it, like cut them both in half and put 2 halves together. And then they made a jungle one, and then
Pay for that?
Yes.
And people criticized me because I buy the Call of Duty maps, and all they do is one of the 4 maps is a remake of a older Call
I
of
never
Duty
criticized
map.
you for that.
I
I
didn't say
criticized
you-
you for buying Call of Duty in general because it's just the same thing.
You know what? That's
You don't get that for being a jerk face
Put
earlier.
your hand in. and that's
Such a
fine.
face to you.
That's fine. But I also told you
Yeah.
I play Battlefield as well. So
Yeah, it's
just not.
I bought the Battlefield update, and I was upset with that.
Can we talk about that?
What?
Did you guys,
wait. We gotta do.
I know that's what you brought about Battlefield. Did you guys see like the Battlefield video? Like the next game coming out?
Battlefront video?
No, Battlefield Urban
Oh,
Warfare.
that thing where you can get like, shovels and
It's
stuff like that?
No, it's like cops and
Yeah,
robbers.
you could get shovels and stuff like that. Yeah, if you look at the weapon list, there's like a shovel and there's a whole bunch of there's a
No.
taser, there's a whole
Is
bunch
this the
of
next
stuff.
Battlefield
Yes,
game?
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Urban Warfare where you pretty much play like a SWAT team and you can pull off heists and stuff like that as like robbers and things. It looks really, really good.
Yeah.
So it's.
E3's
You're
coming up.
basically- the
I'm
criminals
so
can use whatever
excited
they
for
want
E3
to.
this year too. Like I actually feel E3 is gonna be good this year.
Right.
It better be.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I
Sorry.
thought I saw that video and I was like, this is probably gonna be the first Battlefield I buy because this looks great.
Hopefully, they won't have the issues that Battlefield 4 had. But now they're actually trying to fix that issue. They know what their problem was.
Wah, wah.
Because they were talking about the single player campaign, and it's like you're a dirty cop or something like that. It's like straight shield or status, like the shields and stuff like that. So that was really good too.
Oh, that's cool.
Neat.
Sorry. Okay.
T-Rex.
Go ahead, Trent.
I didn't add anything else.
Well, I've been having a little computer issues, so I haven't really been playing my computer games lots. And I finally hooked up my PlayStation 3 again, so I could watch a movie during some editing. And I decided to finish Infamous.
Infamous or
Infamous. I mean, of course, I got like Thanksgiving's years ago for the Black Friday deal, so I got Infamous 2, Uncharted 2. So I got those 4 games to play. So I finished Infamous 1, and the ending was lackluster.
Infamous.
Twisted End was great.
Infamous 1 or 2?
One.
No, Infamous 1 was epic.
I honestly felt that maybe because like you've like it's gonna be good. Maybe I like hyped it up to myself too much. I was like, it's itself from the it's time travel. Yay!
Which way did you go?
I went all good.
I went anal.
Apparently, I did it bad.
Bad ending is epic.
I upset him because he was like, I want to go back and play again and save and not save the girl, right? Because you saved the girl.
No.
saved the girl.
I thought because it was the choice. It was that choice. The price was the mission. It was the choice to either save Trish, who was by herself, or the 6 doctors. Yeah. I was like, I'm saving Trish. And he's like, I'm here to save you, Trish. I'm not Trish. What?
Yeah.
And boom, I'm like, what? And luckily, I saved it twice. There's 2 save files. So I go to Stevie B, and it's like, I think I'm just going to play it back and try and save Trish. And what did you tell me, Stevie B?
Well, if you save the 6 doctors, it ends up you saving the 6 doctors, Trish dies. And then if you save Trish, it turns out it's not Trish, and then Trish dies anyway. So either way, Trish dies.
Yep.
Yes. Well, I mean,
It's Infamous 1 from like 6 years ago.
I was kidding. I'm sorry.
2009.
it was like a PS3 launch title, I think, wasn't it? Or
I think,
no,
maybe.
it came out I think a year after the PS2.
Yeah, but and then so I finished Infamous 1 one night, and then the next day after work, I decided to start Infamous 2. Blew my mind on just the fact that because it's fresh in my mind. The voice actor changed. I was like, ew, the voice. Oh, it's different. Then saw a character. Oh, they changed the character.
Like everything. They changed completely how he looks.
What's funny about the character model change is that's actually the second character model change. And I sent him I remember the Game Informer because I was working at
Yes.
and the cover. I might even still have it, I don't know, but the cover and the guy, I thought it was a different character altogether. And you open up, it's like, yeah, we have him look different. He looked nothing like the guy from the first one. The one you've seen in
Cole
Infamous
McGrath,
2
right?
is them trying to make that guy look more like the guy from Infamous 1. So I sent him the picture. I was like, this is what it could have been.
Yeah, he sent me the picture, and my first thought was, is this James Vanderbeek?
It was like, I was like, man, what are they doing? So I can see why Infamous 3 is a whole other person. I think they did it on purpose.
Good, because so far I'm still I actually unlocked the second part of the first island just last night, and I am just almost getting uninterested with it the further I go in. Because I was okay with being like, oh, I'm defeating bad guys, the militia, cool. Wait, all of a sudden I got mutants? I got these monsters? Where did this come from? No, I don't want this in this game.
It's the swamps of Louisiana. I can't do it. What's on my? That was a terrible voice.
That
I'm
was
sorry.
even know what that was.
Or are you trying to do a New Orleans?
Stop. Just stop. Don't do it again. Don't
I
do it
don't even know
again.
what New Orleans accent sounds like, honestly.
Don't do
Not like what I just said.
it. Not even close.
But yeah, you get different powers in it, so it's fun. Eventually you move from electricity and you get some other stuff too. So.
Yeah, it's
Poo gas powers.
Poo gas. You're stuck on poo gas.
I finally watched Despicable Me 1 and 2 last
Me.
night. And the fart gun, like, I was like, I need one of those in my life. Like, I need to own that.
But yeah, so Infamous 2 is I'm struggling through it because I guess rescued Kyo. She now has powers now. Ice creatures all over the place. I don't know what happened to this game.
It was fun.
The concept of it is like, cool, this guy has superpowers. Awesome. I was okay with that until you bring in monsters, and it's like, this is why I'm not playing Last of Us. I don't want this. I'm not a monsters guy.
That's I was playing, you bring that up, I was playing Uncharted, the first one, and I'm powering through, and I'm like, man, this game is amazing. This game is great.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're in a cave, and there's like these creature human people. Oh, yeah, dude. I was done. Like, I quit playing. Like, that showed up, and I was like, I don't want to play this game
Uncharted goes the route of Indiana Jones to where it's like all believable stuff until like the very end.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me
it
goes from Indiana Jones,
Dude.
Raiders of the Lost Ark into Temple of Doom?
No,
No.
it's just like
Temple of Doom
Indiana
was still
Jones.
realistic and good.
Yeah, no,
Kinda.
No.
you can't rip a still beating heart out of someone's chest and then
I
be alive.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Kalima. Do it. Just do it.
Actually, I found out you can learn how to do it from Rumpelstiltskin.
Oh, Jesus. But
Welcome.
But Indiana Jones, it's very, like, if you play the game, all right, if you play Uncharted, it is very Indiana Jones, and you'll love it. You'll be like, man, this game is great.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait to see where this goes. And then all of a sudden, you're, like, fighting away through this cave, and you're getting ready to come out the other side, and you see these things zip, and you're like, what was that? And I'm like, what kind of animal is this? I figured there was going to be something in the cave, some kind of animal.
Nope.
It's people. Like zombie-fied people that... what was that movie? Descent. Have you ever seen that?
Oh, no.
People like that live in the cave, that live in the darkness.
And
That's what it is.
And they're conquistadors
yes.
from like way back when. That's the first.
They've been alive forever.
I can't remember if Uncharted 2 at the end it was like that or not.
I don't know. All I know is that's where and he told me, he was like, dude, you're almost at the end. You only got like a couple levels to go. I was like, I don't want to play this anymore.
Let those monsters show. That's it. Like, that's why it's just like Indiana Jones, because it's like the craziness doesn't happen until like the very very end. Like we don't find the in.
I haven't gotten that far.
In Raiders of the Lost Ark, he opens up the thing at the end and everybody. It's like that. Everything's believable in Raiders until the end where they actually open up the
sarcophagus and
and it's just like,
Don't open your eyes.
Yeah.
Don't open your eyes. I can't see nothing. What's going? Is it over? Is it over?
Did they kill the Nazis? Okay.
What was it with you guys that told me you take Indiana Jones out of that movie and it's
Big Bang Theory.
still the same movie? It's like,
And I hear Wolfenstein is really good. I haven't played it.
I've heard good things.
the review it got was like an 8.75, which is really good.
If you get a second, go look at the Steam reviews. Kotaku did this article where it was like they put together all the Steam reviews, and
I've seen him for Watchdog.
and it was like
Some creepy, that's some messed up people.
It was like murder-tastic or something like that.
It's 100% single player too, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
like no multiplayer.
but it's
to it?
like it's like 18 hours for single player.
What?
It's
That's
long.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's really.
That's
really
what
long.
I'm talking about.
It's really long. So we'll see.
Yeah, I've seen some weird people when the Steam reviews for Watchdog. Literally, people just come in. It's like, just stole $200 from a guy with cancer. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah. I'm gonna go write some Steam reviews now.
Oh man.
But all right, so let's go into our discussion.
Topic at hand.
It's been almost. Has it been a year? Hasn't been. It's been a year since.
What the
6
heck
months.
is wrong with your cat?
Okay, I don't know. What you guys don't see off screen is that for the past, if you see me like look over here for the past 10 minutes, the cat is like
running,
and then he strolls back and he strolls back. It's like he's trying to catch something that's not there. I wonder if our voices are echoing over there. I don't know, but there's nothing over there. Like the wife and kid aren't here. I don't know what's going on, but you're right.
No.
I've seen it happening. It's out of control.
Well, she walked by and went under the camera a couple of times, and then she come flying out of the room, and I think that's when me and you know. I was like,
See, the thing is that he's always lived with other animals, so I think he's like trying to catch the other animals. Like that's the only thing.
He's trying to catch Batman.
they're all in his mind.
Yeah, so I don't know. Anyway,
Heather the cat went crazy. We didn't have nothing to do with it.
so they've been out for about 6 months. They both came out in November, 2 weeks apart. So 7 months, 6, 7 months.
Back to the PS4 and Xbox.
Yeah.
Okay, not the cats.
Yeah, this was what, November 8th? November 8th, I think.
Yes, and November 22nd.
22nd.
Okay, so there's been a lot of changes. There's been a lot of changes from the Xbox One, not very many from the PS4. The Xbox One got hit pretty hard,
Go ahead.
marketing wise.
Yes.
Yeah.
For their DRM.
But it's their own. I feel like everything bad that's happened to Xbox One is their own fault.
100%.
Is Microsoft's own fault, the way they marketed, and Sony only benefited from this because they went first. Sony's PS4 was DRM and did have a camera bundled with it. They saw this, then in a matter of hours, they took that camera out and they were like, "All right, we're not doing DRM."
Yep.
And they
made
milked
themselves look like the good guys.
Yeah.
I read about this.
So they're really
that-
just D-bad.
That day one update, when you got the PS4 day one, there was a day one update on the PS4,
Yep.
which took out DRM, just like the Xbox One did. But no one ever talks about that.
He texted me the link, and he was like, "Dude, go read this," and then call me. And as soon as I got done reading it, I was like, "What? Are you serious right now?
So-
like, really? Sony, this is what you sorry piece of... I was angry because and everybody knows I'm 100% pro Microsoft. I'm an Xbox guy. I don't hate Sony, but I'm a pro Xbox. And when I found that out, that's the underhanded crap that they were doing, I was like, and they...
What's there funny?
Oh, we know so, Dad. No.
What? You trade games. This is how you trade games. See? You trade games just like
We
that.
trade game like this. You got to trade game like this.
Now, and right off the bat, right out of the box, because a lot of the streamers, because it was the PS4 had the Twitch capability at launch. Microsoft, the Xbox One finally has it now, and with the PS4, the problem was that it had the internal Twitch capability of streaming.
Yep.
But with the PlayStation 3 players, we all have like Elgatos or HD. We actually have these great PVR systems, but the PS4 wouldn't allow it. They had the lock.
People who don't know, PVR is a...
Personal video recorder.
Yeah, so you can record while you're playing. And then the good thing about doing that is then you're free to edit it as you see fit, pull out the boring parts, do any voiceover you need to do that you didn't do when you were recording.
Correct.
So when you live stream, it's just
Whatever
you
you're
stream it.
doing.
Yeah. So
And now Sony, and they had that block on there. You could
They
use
had-
those systems, right?
That is correct.
6 months later, they still have it. They've said or is it gone now?
It is gone as
did-
of a couple of months ago.
That's right. They took it. Oh, it was a couple weeks ago, right? It was the latest update. It came out a few weeks ago.
It was months.
Was he sure?
I thought it was just the
The latest one had some other stuff to it because I know it was. I know the recent update had like the light bar. They lowered the dim to it. That thing was bright.
So. Sorry.
Did you lose that train of thought there?
I said so, and I was about to say
we were all
so,
like-
and I'm like, oh my god, they're all waiting, and then, and then I got nervous. You guys stop it. All right, we talked about breaking it up into 3 categories. You guys want to jump in that now?
Sure.
We got
Yeah.
games, peripherals, and sales so far.
Peripherals is the
But
way you pronounce that word.
Let's start. Let's just start with peripherals.
You're
'Cause that's the biggest thing.
Oh, Lord. Stop it.
I feel like the biggest thing that has hurt the Xbox One is that it's mandatory box with the Kinect. That with the $500 price point, there are people out there who just don't want it, who just don't like the Kinect, wouldn't want anything to do with it,
Yep.
and the fact that they were forced to buy one just didn't sit right with them. And Microsoft has said that I can't remember who the quote is from, but I know this quote is out there. That the Xbox One and Kinect are one. You can't use it without the other. It's impossible to package it.
It was the guy from E3.
Yeah, it's like there's no way to do it.
That Joker. Phil
Spencer takes over a few months ago, and all of a sudden, everything for the past few months people have been complaining about with Xbox, it's all changing. They added a bunch of stuff to the Xbox that you can do now that you couldn't before. They added the Twitch streaming.
Yeah.
Basically what they're doing is all the features that they told us it was going to be able to do when they announced it and showed at E3. They're unlocking those. They're finally putting them there.
It's not just those. It's the features that they didn't announce, but were with the 360 that everyone assumed would be a part of the Xbox One that aren't. Like the party system. Me and Showtime, we went through hell trying to when it first came out trying to play Dead Rising. It was terrible.
You were forced, whoever, say I invited you to a game, whatever I was playing, you had to play. Yeah. You couldn't be in a party with me
and play a different game.
And play a different game.
Chat.
Oh, see, I remember was it Titanfall?
Yeah.
When I finally got Titanfall and I was trying to play with you guys that night. Or the beta. And y'all kept sending me invites, and I couldn't. I would get in, and then it would be like, all right, you're out.
Well, that was another thing that happened.
I think that was Titanfall beta, though. I don't think that was their
party system. That was just the party system in general. Because
I was
we were trying to do it for Dead Rising.
Yeah, well,
and it would just kick us out, or we couldn't talk.
It got to the point where for about a month, him and I would play together, and we would call each other on Skype, and we'd talk in Skype while play because you just couldn't use it. And for this system that's represented as like play with your friends all the time, for that feature to be like that is ridiculous. Now the PS4 party system, I have to say I haven't used it. I haven't played with anybody else on the PS4, so I'm not sure what it's like. But if it's like the PS3 party system, it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
So
PS3's was real easy.
No, man. For me, I mean, I have a PS3 and I play DCUO on it, and I mean, it's the party system in that game. I'm not sure how the party system is for the PS3. Even just like if you were online, it's like, oh, friend you up or party you up and whatever.
For the Xbox, I don't even know why they changed it from the 360 version. The 360 version was like the PS3 version. You say, hey, I want to be in a party just so I can talk with you.
Right, and that was the thing, is that like that was different. I know we're supposed to be talking about peripherals, but the Kinect kind of led us into this.
Yeah, so. Well, there were so many things about that we all loved about the 360 that we, like you said, we just expected to be there.
They just weren't.
And they weren't there. And you're like,
reason.
Why is this? This is a great thing. Why is it not here? Like, why did they change? I understand it's a new system, you need to change, but why did you change so much? There was nothing wrong with the way it was before, and now it's just a completely new format, and it was just like, why?
Yep.
Well, so, like you couldn't see. Excuse me. So we'll just call this section like peripherals and
kind of software.
Functionality.
Yeah. Because you couldn't even see your storage for a while. I went to look for that. There was no option to see how full the hard drive was.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, right?
Like you couldn't.
Windows 8.
You could go to settings, and all you could do was look at your account, like your Xbox Live account and your Microsoft account, and it was like that. What?
So
like,
for the system,
where's everything out?
that wants you to download your games on it, you couldn't see how full your hard drive was. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, at that point in time, you could have owned every game on the Xbox One
and been fine,
and not filled up your hard drive because it's 500 gigs at the box. So, so now we get to the point 6 months later. Phil Spencer's like, well, nobody wants to connect, so let's launch one at $400 with no connect. And now, from my understanding, is the Xbox is selling a lot better. Why didn't we do this to begin with? So it's clear. See, the problem with this and it releasing like this is it's clear that Microsoft was lying, and that's the problem.
I don't want to say they were lying. I want to say that the original system, the one that me and you have, will not function without the Kinect.
I've unhooked it before. We've unhooked to do a video. It will work without Kinect. It works.
You can sign in the same way. It's just,
you just choose to sign it. So
maybe that was just their way of saying, hey,
when
they wanted to make it, like they said, one system. It's supposed to be one system.
Yeah, exactly. At the E3 conference, it was sold. It was every time they were talking about it, it was sold as an all-in-one entertainment system. with the mindset of the all-in-one entertainment system, like we did with the video for Nerdy News.
Right.
I want that Kinect. I don't want just the box.
Right, and I'm not saying that not having the Kinect, like having the Kinect is still good and fun, and you really just use the voice command, and there's not any first-party games for it. Where's that? Like, at least with the old Kinect, it came with a game that was fun. You didn't get Kinect game. Like, you got Kinect Sports Rivals right on the Xbox One. I think that's it.
No, Battlefield 4 there are different features inside of they use the Kinect. For
Right.
Battlefield 4, you could turn it on to where you used 100% of the Kinect, and if you leaned, your guy would lean. So that was kind of cool. You could say reload. You could say, and if you don't have a Kinect, you can't do that. You can't go to a corner and lean. You have to, like, move yourself.
I remember the Wii did that.
That's okay. Now
do that.
so like you're standing at a corner, like I can run up to the corner and look at this wall, and I can
and
do that. And the
in
guy
the
will lean
game,
out.
yeah, he'll lean out.
That's okay. That's cool.
And then you can, like, say, grenade, and your guy will yell grenade, and that way you can tell your friends, look out. You can't do that if you don't have the Kinect. So there's stuff it's more like the Kinect provided extra stuff, like an extra controller for you to do something.
Like, that's what I mean, though, is like there's no Kinect.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Like the Dragon Ball Z freaking fighting game they have. Yeah, you can't. Or whatever. I'm sorry, the Star Wars game.
No. Well, the Star Wars game wasn't good.
It was not.
I don't think very many of the Kinect games were very good.
Well, see, and see that's the biggest problem. Is like why are we pushing this so much, and for this to be it when you don't have any like good games for this? Like, why? You know what I mean? Like, it's cool that it works with other games. Like, I tell you what, the best game I played is for the 360. I had this feature was Mass Effect 3 because you could say when you had to choose what you had to say, you could actually say it, so it made me feel more part of the conversation. Like, don't look at me like that, and like he would say.
That's cool.
And the best part about it was I would say it, and he wouldn't say, "Don't look at me like that." He would say like what the next sentence would be.
Yeah.
So it was like, "Don't look at me like that," with your crazy eyeballs, on the screen. So I really like that feature in Mass Effect 3. Speaking of, where's the next Mass Effect? Can we get that, please? Sorry.
So let's
love
go
that
with the
game.
PS4. We focus on the Xbox.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll go ahead. I've had experience with the PS4 controller.
I
I
have
couldn't
too.
get to turn the damn thing. Dang it! The thing down. It was so loud. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was playing it, and there were people upstairs sleeping, and this thing's just shouting at me, "Hey!" I was like,
It's like
push
Navi
start,
from
pause
Zelda.
the game.
hey, listen!
It's like,
Shut up!
now, since this happened, there is a section in settings to turn it down and turn it off. As also turning the light off on the back of the controller. You can turn all that off. And so I did find that. But if you don't know what you're doing, it is really... Because you didn't know... I forgot that there was a speaker on that controller. So I forget what game it's playing. It was one of the free games the PS4 came with. Well, it was like, look behind you. Don't forget to push the red... Whoa! Like, it's like, what just happened? It's speaking to me, and it's just it was obnoxious.
Magic Genie?
Yeah.
Rub.
But it can be a cool feature if you're in control of it. So I like it. And the
Can you not control your controller?
Yeah, exactly.
What's the point of the touchpad? That just seems inconveniently.
It is the share button. Isn't it?
No, it has
That's
the share button. The touchpad depends on the game being developed for it. Like in Metal Gear, if you pushed it on the right side, it pulls up like your mission stats and stuff. You push on the left side, it pulls up your map. So it just depends on the game that you're playing and how. Some games just don't use it. It just depends on how you're.
And before we continue on, that's the one thing I look at when I see the light pad on the PlayStation controller. I see the Kinect on the Xbox One. They have this hardware, but they don't have. The developers are not going to create software for it. Either they don't have time, or the game that they're making just doesn't really need it. So it's. I mean, we have all this extra hardware with the software to not back it up.
I basically bought a really nice HD camera to stream with when I bought the Xbox One with the Kinect.
Well, see, that's another good thing about Kinect we didn't mention is that for live streaming, the PS4 is all about the live streaming. It's cool, but no one can see you. With the Xbox One, you have Kinect, and so now you have both functions with Twitch, so that's fun. I will say that the PS4 interface hasn't really changed that much since launch. They've done a couple of updates, but it's essentially the same thing.
It is.
And it's fun. It it's cluttery if you go into like because they have like almost like a Facebook mode where you can see what all your friends are doing and stuff. Sort of how the Xbox One's is, but it's like way more cluttery. Like instead of one drop down, it's like here. It's like it's all over the place. I don't ever look at it because you have no idea what's going on.
It would drive you crazy, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that could be cleaned up a little bit. But other than that, man, I never had a problem with like the interface. I mean, I haven't really used it much besides playing games. I would wish that there was some kind of update automatically feature for games because like I playing DCUO and stuff. I play it rarely, but every time I jump on there, it's got to update, and it's just
My lord,
it takes forever. I just wish they would just update
now
in the background. And it just doesn't do that.
Now I'll actually say this, and actually I'm probably NDA'd, but I don't think they listen to this. But I'm not going to go into true detail about it. But I actually know a little bit about the PlayStation 4 updating system. Their update system is not really an update system. The way and how their patches are, especially for DCUO, because DCUO is a PC, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation. The patch that they have, they could launch it, and PC would be good to go. SCEE has to look at the patch, test it, and approve it before it launches on the PlayStation Network. They have to approve it. They have to go through their quality tester, and their patching system is archaic, to say the least. The reason you have like an 8 gig thing is because it's all one thing. The PlayStation is not equipped to do small bits of updates.
Wow.
It has to do one complete thing.
That's why it takes so long.
That is why it takes so long.
I know the Xbox One's updates are like quick.
Yeah.
Like they ain't no joke.
Yeah.
And and it's because of the always on. Like I'd leave mine got power to it all the time, and when I cut it on, it'll tell you that the update needs to be finished installing, and you say okay, and it's like 5 minutes later, it's done. It's like all right, we're good to go now. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I talked earlier about getting the PS Vita. The PS Vita connectivity with the PS4 is a lot of fun.
It's sick.
It's not like the PS3 with the PSP. Because the PSP, you could just kind of mess around on your dashboard, watch a couple movies.
Yeah.
You second screen the PS4. Like, I can play games. I played Metal Gear and Infamous on the PS Vita screen. Again, the major issue is the lack of the left and right trigger, and the thumbsticks don't push down. So you have to compensate for whatever those do, and it's up to the developers. Each developer, they have to, for their games, have to set Vita controls.
Yep.
And
that's also a new thing going forward for PlayStation game developers.
And Infamous is great because its triggers are on the touchscreen, so it works great. Not so much for Metal Gear. They have to use the touchpad for stuff. So I just chose not to throw grenades because one of them is grenade. But because it's grenade, I randomly throw grenades because it's a touchpad where I'm holding. That's why I bought
What's
this.
the touchpad? What's the touchpad?
This whole thing right here is the touchpad.
Okay.
So it's got 4 sensor
It's
errors.
not even a good spot. Like,
Yeah.
It's way.
Well, I mean, at the same time, you're using a controller.
I had to put that on there, man, because if I don't have, I have grips for it. If you're just listening, and if I didn't have those on there, I would just randomly touch the touchpad.
That's true. That's true.
So I was playing Metal Gear, and it's like grenade, grenade, grenade.
I'm trying to sneak around. Stop doing this.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Why is that box throwing grenades?
That was perfect. YOLO.
Oh, that's not copyright.
So it's been cool. I'm sorry. I would rather play on a TV screen with what I thought would be great is if I could play on the Vita screen, but use the controller. I haven't tried to do that. I might be able to. If I could play on the Vita screen and use the PS4 controller, like hoist the Vita up.
Why? Why not just play on the TV, Steven?
Because I have one television, and my wife watches shows, and my kid watches My Little Pony and the Disney Channel. Okay, that's why.
Well, if the Wii U could do it, I don't see why the PlayStation couldn't do it.
Oh dang! Besides what you were just talking about, that is a burn towards Sony.
Yeah,
That's a good point, though, right? Like,
yes. I mean, speaking of the Wii U, I mean,
Where
hey,
is
don't
it?
nobody own one of those around here.
Let's get Wales.
There's a couple of people who are online right now that are like, Mario Kart 8, yeah! And I'm like, really? You bought
I'm
$250 system to rock Mario Kart 8 6 months later?
I'm telling Wales to watch this. Wells does play it though, and it
does.
It looks pretty cool. Like
And it looks good. Mario Kart 8 looks good, but
I just can't justify buying a system, man.
not
well, he
much.
plays other stuff on it too, and it has some connectivity. Like, he plays Pikmin with it, and it's like the whole controller. But like, there's this map system where you need to like send guys different places, and it's really easy to do. Like, you can be playing your guys, and you look at this map, and your guys are just not doing anything, or you can select them, and tell them to go do it.
yeah, we've played it with at my cousin's place because they have it. We play like the Mario. I think it's the Mario Party. I'm not really sure, but it's like all the mini games and stuff with all the other Nintendo characters.
Oh, that's Nintendo Land.
Nintendo Land. Yeah, and like honestly, playing that was like it was a freaking blast. Whoever has the controller is it, and just in the interface of it, the technology, I love it. But there's nothing that Nintendo is bringing to the table for it.
Okay, we don't have Mario Party 8, like you said. There's no Mario Party 9. There's no Zelda game for it.
Yet.
We're just now getting Mario Kart this far. Smash Brothers still isn't out yet. And to be honest with you, Smash Brothers is the same game on the 3DS. And, this is asinine. I don't understand this.
beep.
I'm just kidding.
Just sound like a dirty word. Smash Brothers is coming out first on the 3DS. What? Like, why would you do that? Because now I'm just like, well, I'll just get it for the 3DS. He has 3DS. We get it for the 3DS. We're playing Smash Brothers, no problem. It's the full game on the 3DS.
Well, I will give Nintendo this, that Smash Brothers coming out. They are also bringing out a peripheral to use your GameCube controller.
I did see that. Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah, they're bringing it back so you can use it for Smash Brothers. And on the esports front, they're doing that for the esports tournaments. They're promoting the Smash Brothers tournaments out the rear end.
UFC Mario style.
It's fun.
But I mean, even so, I mean, and we're all a lot of the game journalists out there really looking at E3. It's like, what is Nintendo really going to bring out? The Hyrule Warriors.
Oh,
yeah.
I want to play it, but
Yeah, I mean, how many characters can you really have? I mean, Kid Link in different colors, and just
Ganondorf, Ganon,
So,
I mean, it's
you could have, what does Zelda call herself when she's like the
Silk.
Sheik? There you go.
Cheek, yeah.
Yeah, and so you get the Hyrule Warriors, and there's like another Zelda game coming out. Then Bayonetta 2, which Bayonetta 1 was decent.
Well,
and now it's a Nintendo only. It's like, why is it Nintendo only? Why is that a Nintendo only game?
The other Zelda coming out hasn't been announced yet, is what they're talking about, what they're hoping they show at E3. I think they show at E3 and they show like a legit Zelda, Ocarina of Time style. We don't see the problem with the other Zelda games. There's always some crazy gimmick. There's always some weird gimmick about the game. It's like trains or boats or something. Just give us something like Ocarina of Time.
Yep.
Make it look amazing. Have it 3D. Make it be in the same character style as Ocarina of Time was. Make a bundle. Have the Wii U look like like something with Zelda. Have it like
Paint it like the Shield.
yeah, and then sell that bundle for $350, $400. Sold. I guarantee you sold two. Like him and I picking them up.
I would do it.
You know, like.
I could probably talk the wife into that one.
It's like Shadow, if you're listening, Zelda. It's like sold.
He wouldn't even think twice about it. There's no doubt.
it would be like in the budget.
Yeah. Like right now.
That's in the budget.
Let's go in the budget, sweetheart. So
Heroes Con? Yeah. Hold on. 1, 2, 3.
What?
All right. It's in the budget. It's in the budget.
So why is that not here? I don't know. I just think they're marketing. And then the rumor is, man, this is the rumor and it drives me insane. Is you know how popular Disney Infinity is and Skylander stuff is.
Oh.
The rumor is, man, is that they're doing that. Like they're gonna have it, and it's gonna be for like
God.
Smash Brothers and stuff. stuff, where you
Oh.
have to buy the figures separately to use them in
Screw you.
Smash Brothers.
Smash-
Let me leave my freaking game on for 108 minutes or hours, whatever it tells you to do to unlock Mewtwo or whatever that was.
And you,
Smash Brothers.
yeah, so like to play as certain characters in Smash Brothers, you would have to buy their toys separately and put them on the thing to play.
All right, I will. I'm agreeing with that. I'm agreeing with that. And then the other side of me with my cousins who have Infinity and Skylanders, they're just gonna go, yeah, that's in the budget.
The thing
I don't think
making
it's-
it competitive that way is just like now whoever has the most money is gonna have the. You're paying to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you good?
Everyone's gonna go try and buy Kirby.
You too.
Well, that's like the Marvel superhero thing, the Disney Infinity.
Yeah.
Marvel superheroes. It's just like, why are you doing this to me? Like, I love you, Disney and Marvel, but
I have almost
why?
all the figures except for the Cars stuff and the Lone Ranger stuff. I mean, really, who has the Lone Ranger stuff?
Well, and not just that, but that crap is the Lone Ranger stuff is the highest price stuff out.
Why?
Yes.
Why?
I don't
Who
know
wants
why.
it? Nobody wants
You know why? You know why? Because Jack Sparrow's in the game. I mean, Johnny Depp's in the game.
The Cars stuff is understandable because Cars is a popular game among kids, and it's a part of Disney Infinity where you get to race.
Yeah.
That's cool. But the Lone Ranger, that's what you wasted your world on? There's 5 worlds in Disney Infinity. 3 come with it. There's 6, excuse me. 3 come with the game. 3 are sold separately, which is Toy Story, one of Disney's biggest properties ever. Sweet. Cars, another one of Disney's big properties ever. And The Lone Ranger. The Lone Ranger. I was just like, who wants to buy this?
I haven't even seen the movie.
Yeah, exactly. I have no interest.
I actually forgot that it came out.
I don't think I've ever had like this least amount of interest to ever watch a movie. I watched The Time Machine when it came out. I saw it in
Hey,
theaters.
Hey, hold on
That
here.
was good.
The
Yeah.
Time Machine
I
was
just kidding.
bad.
Yeah, you're right. I had to watch it in class.
Was that a movie? Was that Paul Walker?
No,
No,
The Time
Time
Machine
Machine.
is. I can't remember who was in that.
I thought it was Paul.
No, it was Paul Walker. His dad went back in time to
Yeah.
middle ages.
No.
or whatever.
The,
This
I'm
is a
talking
different
about,
one where at the end
like
he's
George
like,
A. Wells, whatever, The Time Machine. It
Oh,
was like a retelling of
yeah,
that.
yeah, like
Oh.
the 1830s
Yeah,
or
it was
something. Yeah,
terrible.
yeah.
That movie was okay.
Wait, the remake?
Yeah.
I don't think I've
remake.
ever seen it.
It's
remake
so
was-
bad. The end of it, I was like, it's the only movie where I've debated getting up and walking out. And I watched that Civil War movie, like Generals and Demons or whatever.
Gods in General?
Gods and Generals, yeah. I've sat through that. And that movie, there was a part of that movie.
I'm a history guy, and you are a better man than I, sir, because that movie was.
There was one part of the movie where it's literally 20 minutes. Like, everybody was running out of the woods, right, to go fight in this war. And it was like, group of guys out of the woods. Group of guys out of the woods. Group of guys out of the woods. And it went on for 20 minutes.
Oh,
And I
the
was
time. Okay, the Guy Pearce movie.
Yes.
I never saw that.
It was terrible.
It's bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was bad.
Okay,
was
so what
bad,
were we talking about? We're talking about peripherals
Oh yeah.
and software on the PS4.
We can probably move
Sorry.
on.
Much covered
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we can
Sorry.
probably move on.
Okay, so yeah, we talking
Games.
Games.
about games. Okay, games. They talk about the PS4 hardware. By now, I have both. I acquired both systems.
Show off.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be. I mean, I
How you got the PS4 pisses me off.
Wired.
I acquired a PS4 for about $150
Dick.
off an old guy who didn't want anything to do with it. Hey, it was a fair trade, and I've done free computer work for him, so I think it's a fair trade. I got it at a Christmas party. Some of the guys went to a Christmas party, and I was like, "Hey, man, you don't want that, right?" He's like, "Nah." I was like, "Let's work something out." Anyway,
If only they hired me.
so I've used both, but ow,
Wow, easy.
oh, sorry,
Easy.
boom.
Put a hole in the wall. Just kidding.
And I have to say this, as much as I hate to say it, graphically, the PS4 is better. No ways around it.
I never disputed that whenever the PS3 was out. I mean, sure, he has better graphics, but I was like, this is more fun. The games are more fun for me.
That being said, graphically, the PS4 is better. Exclusive titles that have launched for the system. Let's talk about those. So what do we have on the Xbox
Half
One?
of Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah, no, it's the exclusive titles.
Exclusive.
So for
Dead
PS
Rising.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
For the Xbox One is Dead Rising.
Dead Rising.
And Rise.
Rise.
Yeah. I play like 2 levels.
Let me
I have these.
Let me
Hold
say
on a
this.
second.
Rise.
Rise is okay.
I gameflied it. It was
Rise-
good, and then all of a sudden, it just
Titanfall.
Rise was initial.
it got like
Titanfall's not exclusive.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Well,
it's-
it's not to the one. It's
Yeah,
exclusive to
360
Microsoft.
as well, but yeah.
It's exclusive to Microsoft.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, because it's PC as well.
Yeah.
Not Mac.
Nope.
Hold on, I got
Screw
this.
you, iOS.
We're a well-oiled machine.
Okay, so. Sorry.
You got a champ?
Yeah, I got
Tick
it.
tock. No, I'm just kidding.
Tick tock, tick tock. Dead Rising, Rise, Plants vs Zombies, which is no longer an exclusive.
That's correct.
It launched as an exclusive, but just a couple of days ago they announced it was coming on the PS4. I don't know if they released a release date or not. Kinect Sports Rivals, which is the only, we just talked about that, the only Kinect game that they had.
But it's also voiced by David Tennant, who is the 10th Doctor from Doctor Who.
Oh, yeah, I forgot how much I don't care about that.
Because we all just got so not excited.
Doctor Who
about
and
it.
Deadpool.
That's the.
No thanks.
Stop it! Do not put them in the same category,
Oh,
sir.
they're in the same category, sir. You go to a comic convention, you got those two groups over there, and then everybody else who's cool.
That's true. That's probably the most two costumed characters is Doctor
That's
Who.
Well, Doctor Who
that's
is
why
so-
I go for characters who are not always cosplay.
Well, Doctor Who is more iconic.
And you
then
know how
Doc-
you dress up like them? You put on a long coat and a scarf, and
You wanna-
you're good to
you
go.
know- hold on, hold on.
Yeah.
Or,
Hold on. You say how iconic Doctor Who is.
Gonna lose it.
You wanna know when I first heard about Doctor Who?
How?
When I met you.
Yep.
I've
me too.
never heard of Doctor
That's
Who.
okay.
Until I met you. But you say he's this iconic character,
50 plus years.
but I've never heard of him.
Okay.
Yeah, so is Andy Griffith, but
unfortunately,
I would love to cosplay as Andy Griffith.
as much as I like the Battle Mike on things, I would have to
Oh.
agree with Mike on this. I don't necessarily. I'm not in love with Doctor Who, but he is iconic. A lot of people. He's much more iconic in like Britain and England and stuff. It's coming here. It's,
yeah.
we may have just lost a couple UK viewers then. I apologize for that.
No, I mean the simpler,
We're
the
not
simpler,
you.
the simpler, the simpler
just not
costume,
fans.
the simpler costume. I mean, honestly, the better because I mean, not everyone can produce a great Nova costume that I'm really excited to see.
I'm not even sure if I'm going to release it on Facebook until.
Dude,
Oh,
don't.
you guys
No.
will.
No, leave it for HeroesCon. That's what I'm going to go with. But I mean, different fandoms. Now, at the same time, I'm with you with Deadpool, though. I'm
Yeah.
definitely with you.
all right.
At least with Doctor Who, it's like
Alright,
there's
so-
multiple doctors.
Anyway, sorry.
Well,
It's
also,
okay.
What else you got?
So the
Because-
PS4 exclusive.
Hold on. You didn't? Did you say Titanfall?
Yes, Titanfall. Maybe
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't.
No, you did
I
because
did.
we
I think
said that
we're
was a
going to,
Microsoft.
and we're going, yeah.
Yeah.
Titanfall.
Overall, Microsoft.
See, the thing about Titanfall was it sold up. I mean, I feel like it's not being played anymore. Do people still play Titanfall?
No, there's a huge community on there, so there's still
Is there? Okay.
people that are like freaking
Is it just
that
me?
tier 7 or whatever.
Yeah, there's a
I
lot
haven't
of.
really jumped on it either that much because when Wild Stars thing
When
came out.
you guys quit playing,
Is when you got it.
when I got it, I
Oh,
played.
I would play with you. I mean, I would do that. If we all got on, I would definitely play.
Yeah,
it.
he's
It's
still
still
got
a
it.
lot
I
of
still
fun.
got it because I'm waiting for like the call to be like, "Hey man, let's play some Titanfall tonight." And I'm like,
Yeah,
"All right."
we can, like that would be awesome. But now that Wild Stars out,
Yeah.
You still gonna
Well,
play
that's why
Titanfall.
when I got it, y'all started
let me know.
playing. You started playing Elder Scrolls Online,
Oh,
and you started playing.
sorry.
And then, hold on, and then it wasn't like a couple weeks later you were telling me about WildStar and you were the betas and all that, and you were all into that. So
someone actually put up an
I said, Titanfall, back to GameFly.
they were talking about Elder Scrolls Online. They're like, I would rather watch flies eat than play Elder Scrolls. He said, I would pay $15 a month for that than to play Elder Scrolls. I was like, man, he's absolutely right. That game.
And the only exclusives that have come from PS4 are Killzone and Knack, which Knack got terrible reviews.
I never
did.
even heard of it.
And recently, Infamous Second Son. And Infamous Second Son is just okay. It's pretty good. I mean, I gameflied it. The biggest issue is how much you die and the lack of cover and stuff. It's like death. It's like go in, fight some guys, run away before you die. Go in, fight some guys, run away before you
That's
die.
how I am in Infamous 2.
That's just how
I don't like
Infamous
games like
is,
that.
I guess.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I'm getting
it's-
shot so easily. It's like, is it because I'm so uber in number 1 that I'm getting hit like this? Because one rocket launcher killed me. I was really upset.
Well, I mean, typical person.
And in the future, the biggest exclusives is the Order 1886. I don't know much.
Oh
It
man,
looks good.
that does look good.
PS4 exclusive, and then they're doing The Last of Us remastered for the PS4, which is The Last of Us and all its
DLCs.
DLC, which I'm excited for because I never played Last of Us, even though I got really mad at him because he's like, I got to return it. Do you still have it, by the way? You still have it. You know how long ago that was? I lived in this house for 4 months. It was like 6 months before I moved in here that you took it back and said I had to return it. And it's still sitting at your house.
It's still sitting in my bag.
Oh, my gosh.
It's still sitting in my box of stuff.
Anyway, so I'll probably GameFly The Last of Us remastered because I really want to play that. And when I heard it coming out on PS4 a while ago, so I was like, I'll just wait to play it on the PS4 because I was going to hound him again. But
if you can get it done in a fast enough fashion, I'll let you borrow it.
Yeah. And then Xbox One's got its Halo stuff coming out, which Halo 5 is definitely coming out.
Oh yeah.
And then the rumor is that we'll get Halo 2 Anniversary this November. This November,
So
Halo
excited.
5. Next November. The big rumor is that they're going to be releasing all the Halos in digital form for the Xbox One. So you'll be able to play through
Even
1 through 4 all on the Xbox One. So and then Halo 2's remastered that's going to have multiplayer. So it's going to be like the Halo multiplayer to play on the Xbox One until.
And what did I text you when you sent me that article? I said, "Shut up, Microsoft, and take my money."
Maybe it's because I treat Halo as the Call of Duty-esque, where I forget that it actually has a pretty solid single player.
I would play Halo over Call of Duty.
I think it'd be fun for us to just live stream Halo 1 through 4.
You say this.
5. I know.
But you always say
you always
this.
say it'd be fun to do. You're right. But if we could put it together, I think it'd be fun.
All four of us.
Me
That
and
would
Trex
be...
are gonna be the only ones that do the streaming. Because we're gonna go through WildStar stuff together, and then
I can't help it, man. Listen, the way I see WildStar for me with you guys is this: I see you guys doing the main live streams, then me joining every once in a while.
Yeah,
And
and the good thing is,
and me not ever joining.
Yeah, we're going back on that. We should tell me now if you want to just finish this conversation. Or you want me to go about WildStar? Because because the thing about it is this is finally the first game where I can be ahead of you and it not matter.
That's true.
Because if you want to do a dungeon or something like that, I can come back and it'll nerf me to your level.
Sweet. Okay.
So I can actually play the game with you. So finally that's happening. World of Warcraft, I don't know if they do it now. I haven't played it in forever, but they didn't do that when Steve and I played.
They did
SWTOR
not.
didn't do it either. No place just nerfed you down where you could still have your armor. Well, okay, correction. Final Fantasy 11 was the first one that ever did it, and people didn't really like it because it would nerf level sync, and you would just take whoever your max level guy, bam, down to that level. World of now WildStar does that with just dungeons, as far as I know. I don't know if you can level sync to lower levels for questing. I don't know why you really would.
Yeah.
Just run through it. But anyway, yeah. So PS4 stinks, and I was kidding. No.
The exclusive games, and I've always felt this was always a bad idea.
You're right, but I mean they play big bucks to keep them exclusives.
They do, and
poor old
and some of them are made in house.
and Resident Evil.
they are. And when I look at an exclusive title, it's just I always remember it's like, well, congratulations, guys, you made money off the gamers for the Xbox One. And you're also making the guys over there on the PlayStation 4, yeah, they're drooling a little bit. They want that. And you're also missing that kind of money. But with these games, with their launch, especially with the exclusive titles, this is a extremely small amount of games on launch day for these systems compared to the PS3 and the Xbox 360. I mean, you had choices.
What I thought was weird about this generation was that the last few have been littered with single party stuff like Xbox exclusives, PlayStation exclusive. There wasn't that much. Most of the launch titles were third party games. They weren't first party.
It's true.
This is almost. I just realized this is Pokemon Red. This is Pokemon Blue. in the games for them are the 3 starting Pokemon. Yeah. That's exactly what just happened.
Good job, Nintendo. You sneaked it in.
They did it. They snuck it in. They're like, someone's gonna figure it out then. Or are they French? It's like, we.
Gojira.
All right, so sales numbers. You want to talk that, or you want to talk some more about games?
We can go with sales.
Sales, I guess, sure. I mean, I know one person who's really good at talking about numbers, and he's not here.
Oh, well, before we go with that, we can actually look at the free to play downloaded.
I haven't played it yet, so we can't look at that.
Well,
Let's
there's
get-
not,
no, we can't.
that's because there's not really any on the Xbox One.
Yeah.
Oh,
You have Killer Instinct, and that's pretty much it.
And that's just.
And how's that
because you have
going?
to pay for the other characters.
exactly.
What's funny is like every couple months now, it's a new character that's the free to play character.
Yeah, they switch it.
So
Oh, finally! That's how they, how League of Legends does it.
PS4's got a lot of stuff you can just download and play.
The first free to play MMO.
What game is that?
Stuff DCUO is what
DC Universe Online.
Yeah, if you want a really, really, really crappy version of an MMO to play the free MMO. That'll get you really hooked on it. You can only do like 1 or 2 dungeons a day.
you.
Yeah, that's been there since launch, even when it was a sub game.
No,
No,
you can do as many dungeons as you want, and
you're subbing.
when you're subbing,
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much
No.
right now.
No,
Okay.
when the game launched, you could only run like a four-man instance that day, and you were done for that day.
It
was
like the hard modes or something like that. Because I remember I ran through several Ace Chemicals several times.
Oh, I'm sorry. You could do them multiple times, but you only got loot that one time.
Oh, yeah, that's what happened. I didn't
Yes.
really notice it. But anyway,
But-
yeah, sorry. See?
But I mean, and that literally is the cornerstone of the PlayStation 4's
you
free to play on stuff. It's the fact that it was a free to play MMO on launch,
You have Warframe, which is free to play.
which is also another. It's a really good game. It came from we had it on PC as well, and it's really cool.
Deadlight Retribution, which was so bad. I just heard.
You mean Blacklight? Yeah,
Blacklight? Yeah, Deadlight.
Blacklight came on PC and on Steam, and I did enjoy it for a little while.
I almost.
Steve got his first headshot on that game, and it was an accident.
I was like, headshot. I was like, what? My gun was like over his shoulder. It was perfect. I didn't know what was going on.
And then
so.
you got a kill. I don't know why you were shooting at a hallway.
And it was like death.
There was no one there. Then all of a sudden, someone just like ran into it. And I was like, "This is terrible.
This is the perfect game for me."
My aim can suck, and I still get a kill.
That's right, my perfect shooter. Okay.
All right, and before we go on sales again, because we have to talk about it, the PlayStation Plus and the Xbox Live.
Okay. Yes, because actually Sony just revamped their thing for their PlayStation Plus free games.
Hell, or Xbox Live.
They both did.
Oh, PlayStation Plus did change their.
They changed their stuff to where they're saying now there's going to be 6 free games. There's going to be 2 exclusive PS3 free games, 2 exclusive PS4 free games a month, and 2 exclusive PS Vita games a month.
That's right.
Because sometimes it was like 1, or it was a game that worked on the PS3 and the Vita, and you could just download the one for which. Now they're separating it. Oh yeah, let's talk. That's one thing we didn't talk about. Interface change for Xbox One. It hasn't been implemented. Yeah, has it implemented yet? The Xbox One change for Netflix and stuff.
Not yet.
No, it's about to come out to where now you don't need Xbox Live.
Oh, yeah.
To watch Netflix.
That's in June.
That's a
that's June.
huge change. That's been the biggest thing. And Microsoft is cool about this because they're offering reruns. They're offering refunds for people who don't really play online games and were just getting it for Netflix. You can call them up and they'll
Probably look at your history.
if you had a year's worth, and when they implement it, they'll give you your money back for whatever time you had left in your year card.
But you can't play no more games. So
You can't be online anymore. But so that's cool though, because some people just play single player and then get on Netflix and that's it.
Yeah.
So
That's what I use my PlayStation 3 for.
So this is a long time coming. This is something that they should have never been charged for. So again, this goes back to they're making all these changes. You know, Phil Spencer comes up, and it feels like he's doing everything that everybody wanted out of the system. Everybody thought they were going to come in and he was just going to nix Xbox. I was like, you're not going to nix Xbox.
Yep. And with the PlayStation 4, with those games, if I remember correctly, it's actually for like there is a time frame where you can actually play these games, wasn't there?
No, if you lose if you don't pay for it and you lose it, you lose the games. The same thing with
Okay, because I was reading something about where it was like the first Tuesday of the month you'll be able to play it, and then like that the following Tuesday of the next month you'll lose it. It's like a 30-day you get to play the game or something. I can't remember what I was reading that for.
As long as you keep the accounts on both, because the Xbox One is starting to do that too. It's going to be 2 free games on the Xbox One and 2 free games on the 360. And the Xbox One stuff, because they haven't really done free games on the Xbox One yet. They've done like discounts and stuff. And the first free game, I think, what was it? They said the Halo game.
Yeah, Spartan Assault.
Spartan Assault. And the second one, oh man, it's one of those Xbox Live Arcade games.
Is it the motorcycle one?
No, it's the boy. Oh my god!
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's
Limbo?
like Jake's Adventure, or something like that.
Yeah, Jake. Yeah. Oh man, I can't remember. But it got reviewed as really, really well.
Yeah.
Like people really, really liked it. What was the name of that game? Hold on, I'll see if I can find it.
Okay, so I'm definitely getting the Spartan Assault one. We actually debated on buying that, but I was like, $15, and we're hardly
Now-
gonna play
I bought
together.
it.
Now, Spartan Assault, that's a RTS, right?
Sorry.
No, it looks like it's over the top Geometry Wars type. You push the button and the way you want to shoot.
There's
Gotcha.
different missions and stuff. It's Max the Curse of Brotherhood.
There
That's
you
what
go.
it is. And that game got reviewed really, really well. So I'm trying it out. There's another game that just released on the arcade, like Time Jumpers or something, and that people say that game is incredible. It's essentially like you go into an area and you have like a bunch of different characters, and you go into an area, you die, you can time jump back and put other characters where you need them for whatever attacks and stuff. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
It looked really fun.
That's kind of cool.
Sorry. Okay.
But, okay.
But now we can go to sales.
We're good. Okay. Yeah. You're
we
right.
kinda
We were talking about Xbox.
We kind of
Live.
already hit on sales, like everybody knows.
As of April.
You got the numbers?
Yeah. Hold on. Sorry. You guys talk about something real quick.
So he said he had the numbers.
I
but
did.
Apparently he doesn't.
Wow.
This was your idea.
Super excited.
It was my idea. Sorry.
I want to talk about Batman sidekicks.
Why?
Why?
Batman 75th anniversary. is coming.
We talked about that at
But
the
we already
Free
talked
Comic
about.
Day.
I mean, look, I'm a biggest Batman guy in the
Okay.
room, and I don't want to talk about that.
That's a good thing. The Bat family. I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
As of April 2014, Sony announced that they had sold 7 million units directly to consumers. Conversely, Microsoft announced that they had sold 5 million units to retailers.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, which means the actual number of Xbox One consoles bought by consumers will be something less than 5 million.
So obviously, you say 4 million. So that means there's 1 million of these sitting out in stores somewhere.
They have been. You go to the store, you can see a lot of them stacked. But people talk about them being short 2 million. They're also $100 more.
Yep.
So you figure that math out. Sony still comes up ahead, but not by as much as it looks like with the 2 million units.
Yeah.
So
When you do the math, it's barely higher than that.
And we all know math sucks.
That's right. And that yeah. And now they've dropped the price. I feel like
I'm texting Shadow.
I feel like now that they've dropped the price and removed the Kinect, that things are going to change. I think that a Kinectless Xbox One is going to do well. The problem with the Kinectless Xbox One is that there's resources set aside in the Xbox One to use the Kinect. That's why it's not as powerful as the PS4, and why the games look better on the PS4. So now what happens? So now you have a system that's the same price as the PS4, but not as powerful, with nothing to compensate for it. So
And the reason they can't, because you could still buy the Kinect separately and plug it up, and it still works. So they can't take that functionality.
It'd be funny
out.
if they sold that stand that you got for your Kinect with the Connectless one.
I'd be pissed. Or like they sold it with because
you don't have a Kinect, but you have this stand that you use for a Kinect to make you want to buy it. And then you have the Kinect, but you don't have the stand, which would have been perfect for it.
So now there's going to be a Kinect coming out sold separately, right?
Yep.
They haven't announced that, but of course
It'll
they
probably
will.
be $100, $120.
If I had to guess, it'd be $150. I think they'll just be like, "Oh, you want to buy the Kinect with it? F you." Now you got to spend more $50.
Nah, I think
You think it'd be $100?
I think 120. 119.
You still have to pay
How
$20
much
extra.
how much is the PlayStation 4 camera? I think it's $150.
The PlayStation.
No, it's $99. It's $99.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's $100. Yeah.
No, okay.
In all honesty, for the people who want to buy the Kinect separately, I would go for the 120 to 150 in spite. just
That's
just
what
for
it's gonna
spite.
be. Like, well, look, and that's how they're gonna sell it. They're gonna be like, look, if you're gonna buy the Kinect later, you might as well buy the system with the Kinect in it now and save yourself $20, $30, $50, whatever
That's right.
it may be. That's going to be their marketing scheme.
That's right.
Even if they make the Kinect separate $100, hey, go ahead and buy it now. If you're gonna buy it later, just get it over with.
Because then you have to pay taxes again.
That's right.
Exactly, which is
So-
more.
So what you should do
Gotcha.
is just be a regular, intelligent person and buy it with the Kinect.
Yeah.
Stop complaining about. Oh my gosh. Anyway,
It's not looking at you.
It's
Well,
not.
like you said-
If you think Obama's watching you, throw a shirt over it. And what are you doing effing in front of a freaking Xbox anyway? It's just like- that's the only thing I could think of that's bad.
That's bad.
Well, did you say that? I figured we could do our final thoughts on what we think about where the console stand today. So, who wants to start?
I'll start.
Go ahead.
But my easiest thought for me is, like you said just a few minutes ago, this one's not as powerful as this one. The games the games that are on both systems clearly look better on this.
Metal Gear is, oh man.
Oh, it was a huge. Me and him watched the video together. I was like, dude, there's not a chance that the Xbox One looks as good as this one. But for overall value, in my opinion, and I'm still a Microsoft guy, but for the entire system, for what it does, the Xbox One is everything I wanted it to be, and is continuing to be everything I want it to be. It's taking them time, but they're adding everything that they said they were going to do. And I knew all this stuff wasn't going to be available the second the system hit. I knew it was going to take time, so they're finally pushing it out, and I'm loving it. So,
Showtime?
I think the Xbox is doing really well, and it's what I use. It's just easier for me to use. I don't like... I've got a PC already. I feel like a PS4 is just a PC you have to control with a... whatchamacallit? With a controller.
controller.
Yeah, that thing.
whatchamacallit?
What's that thing called again?
Whatchamacallit?
And I would just... I don't know. I would just rather have the Xbox like they can voice command it. That's all. That's basically all I do. I don't know if John hears me like, I don't scream at it, but Xbox, turn off or turn on or whatever I'm trying to get to do. And Netflix is great that way. That's how. That's the best thing. I hated having to always keep my controller and
you got to turn it back on
and stuff like that. Yeah, so I just go Xbox turn off, and it goes to sleep whenever I'm done. And then it also, I don't know if the PS4 has a timing feature on it that's just automatically set up. So if it doesn't see you doing anything, it'll go to sleep, or it'll turn off, and you don't have to worry about it. So it's saved our power bill a lot too.
I've noticed that, especially like watching Netflix, and you let the movie go all the way to the end and scroll through all the credits, and it's back on the home screen. It'll dim down first, and then if you don't walk in front of that Kinect within, I think it's an hour, it completely just shuts the Xbox off. So
It's pretty sweet.
Trex?
PC for the win.
I knew he was going to say it.
PC for the win.
Well,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Finally, we're all
No,
decided.
what about
your final thoughts?
What about the plan?
No, again, my console, I still have my 360, my Gen 1 360.
Wow.
Mine
Thing's still standing.
mine lasted a while too. It recently died in Colorado. But
One red ring out of its life. One red ring for Gen 1. I'm really happy for it. I mean, and when I look at the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, I am siding with the PlayStation 4 when it comes to gaming. Like I've always said, PS4 for gaming, Xbox One for entertainment. That's basically how I will always see these consoles. Xbox One can do games, excellent, but I mean the voice commands for your entertainment purposes of changing a freaking channel on your TV.
dude, volume up, volume down.
I mean,
it's great.
there's no way I would definitely want that just for the entertainment value. For the video games themselves, I'm not interested in either. And one thing I wanted to point out that it was very interesting because Total Biscuit on Twitter was talking about Watch Dogs. I think he might have gotten it on. I think he got it on the PC, but I think he was more or less talking about the console versions because he was comparing the graphics for them, where he actually randomly just tweeted out there, asked the devs of any consoles, how hard is it to really create a game that's either 720p with 60 frames per second or a 1080p game with 30 frames per second? Because that's what I look at. Because with my PC now, that's why I look at my frames per second now. I look at my graphics, and with either of those, my video card is still better. It's still better than the games. So I'm not sure if it's the software from a developer or if it's the actual hardware on these games that's causing these games to look bad.
I would have to. I think it's the hardware. I just don't. They're so new. I don't think they know how to develop for it yet. Because developing for PC is a lot easier than it is to develop for a console game.
And especially for PC games, at least, I mean, it heavily thrives on what your video card is.
Right.
And of course, video cards easily update everything. I would love a console that could change out parts. You could buy little parts. It's
called a PC.
There's actually
Steambox. Steambox was like that.
Maybe.
But I mean, the problem with Steambox is that they had all these different variations of Steambox. It's like, why get a Steambox when you just buy a computer? Doesn't make any sense.
but because you want it in your living room. You want to play your Steam games on your living room TV.
Just go buy an Alienware X51 and then
Or
put it in there.
Or just take an HDMI cord and strap it from your
Yeah, like
from your
that's
computer
what I
to
do
your
with my
TV.
laptop. Like,
So that's how I watch movies that I.
That's how we watch YouTube videos on his
Yeah.
big screen TV.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
We watch Game of Thrones from YouTube on. Or wait, what? No.
but for I'm really impressed with how the Xbox One, because I've seen you use it. I'm really impressed with how the functionality for the Kinect is, and I still like the gaming for the PlayStation 4. The games themselves, I'm still kind of iffy on. I'm still not sold on Watch Dogs, and it's
fun. It's hard though. I tell that. It's some hard parts.
But so the person who has both.
The person who has both.
all right, and that is the show.
Okay. The Xbox One is fun. The Kinect features are a blast. I haven't had it since I moved. I haven't hooked up to the TV to it yet. But when I did have it with the TV, that was really cool.
Oh, we got super lazy.
Yeah, it was
Just playing around. Xbox,
Go to-
CNN.
Yeah, it's so I'm probably gonna hook it back up because that was fun. Because now I actually don't have a DVR box, so it actually makes things easier. The games on it are fun. Now that I've come to realize that games look better on the PS4, it almost makes me want to get games for the PS4, and it's because you have both. So it's tough because I still buy games for the Xbox One because I still have the Xbox One fanboy mentality. But Metal Gear really threw me for a loop because I was going to get on the Xbox One and I saw the comparison videos and there was just no way that I couldn't get it on the PS4. It just looked that much better. I mean, even when Preet saw it, like there was no denying how much better it looked. Is it because that they mainly developed for the PlayStation? That's where they've pretty much been, and they sort of just make stuff for the Xbox. Sure, I mean most Metal Gear games have been the best on Sony systems. That's just the way it's been. And the PS Vita connectivity stuff is great. The PS Vita is awesome. I almost wish Microsoft would make some kind of handheld system. I get a different feeling when I play a PS4 game. I get a lot more getting excited. I know that sounds weird, but I mean, but then I play Assassin's Creed, and when I play Assassin's Creed on the Xbox One, I think, how awesome does this look? The Black Flag game is just incredible. But I haven't played on the PS4, so I don't know how it looks there. All in all, even after having a PS4 for so long, I would still have, if I had to choose the Xbox One. But there's absolutely no way that I could ever rag on the PS4. Like, there is none. It's totally an awesome system. I can't hate on people for getting the PS4 over the Xbox One. It's $100 less, and it plays systems. I mean, the Xbox One is cool because it has the connectivity with the Kinect. The Kinect really stands out, which is why I wonder why people hate it so much. I don't. Like, they're like, oh, it's not good for gaming. Yeah, well, it's. Now they're using it for other stuff, so it's better that way. Like using Netflix, saying pause, rewind, stop. It's great when Heather's trying to watch something and I mess with her from my computer and yell out Xbox fast forward. She loses her mind. When she's watching Once Upon a Time on Hulu, and I'm like, Xbox fast forward, Xbox pause, and she says it so fast that it doesn't pick it up, and it's fun. So I would still go over Xbox One, but I have nothing dirty to say about the PS4. So
I feel that if you had your hands on the Galaxy S5 for a couple of months, you would feel the same way.
Don't bring this up again. Everything was going fine. The show was going great, and then you gotta go try to make me angry again. We're done. Are we done?
We're done.
You can
Final
have the
thoughts.
show.
Join the Galaxy.
Yeah, I'm not okay.
Together we can rule the galaxy.
At this point, I'm not gonna do it out of sheer
Spite.
yes.
He's like, dang it, I could totally say that if I had one.
All right. Thank you for watching, listening. I'm Stevie B.
Preach.
Showtime.
Galaxy Trex.
Oh my god.
Wow.
There's the apocalypse. Apple is boss. Out.
Not no more.
Shut up. I feel like that was great. I think that was a good one.
I feel like it was long.
Hour 25.
I like the beginning part too. I like when we do that. That sounds like fun. Because I feel like some people will just watch that and then they don't like the discussion we're talking about, but they'll still tune in for that part.
Yeah.